Hey everyone, here we are with yet another video on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Combat Guide Edition, teaching you how to play none other than Cait Sith. Yes, that's how you pronounce it for you Twitter warriors out there. That's how it's said in the game, so that's also how I will pronounce it.
Cait Sith, fortune teller extraordinaire.
Anyway, Cait Sith is interesting. It's a rather polite way to put it, but really, he is pretty interesting. That doesn't mean good, however. He does have some nifty tricks up his sleeve and doesn't really play like anyone else in the roster. Also, thanks to you, this character was voted highest for the next character for me to review. So, let's do it. Before we get into this video, I just want to give a shout out to Gamer Subs. I've been with them for years now, and they've always delivered the most tasty of energy supplements I've ever had. And also, their cups are nice too. Check in the description box to the video and use my code CH42 for 10% off all orders and get yourself the tastiest energy supplements you'll ever have. Cait Sith's abilities aren't the best in the game, but they are fun and interesting because some rely on his luck stat. Me personally, I don't think it was balanced very well, and this could have been upped quite a bit, but then again, I also can't claim I've explored every single nook and cranny of Cait, as he does seem fairly limited as far as the damage output goes. So, let's go over the weapons and abilities. First, we have the yellow megaphone giving us roll of the dice. Next, the iron megaphone with fortune telling. For the future, this will be one of the abilities that relies on luck. Red megaphone with Moogle Kaboom. Resounding megaphone giving Moogle Mine. Crystal megaphone giving Moogle Magic. Golden megaphone with Moogle Knuckle. And lastly, Gigarlarhorn. Yeah, with Lady Luck. Alright, let's go over all of them. First off, roll the dice. Just shoots out a large dice. Gives a different effect depending on which number it lands on. Number 1 gives a fire and thunder attack. Landing on 2 gives hyper beam, which just does... I'm not even sure. This ability seems to work and sometimes not work, and if it does work, I can't even notice, so don't worry about this one. Number 3 does an arrow and blizzard attack. 4 does total outrage, which gives fury to the party, dealing more damage as a whole. 5 gives regen to the whole party, and 6 gives barrier and shell to the whole party. You can kind of manipulate the dice to land on whichever outcome you want, but it's not really worth it. This seems to be a fun ability, and its functionality is mostly random, with of course some useful side effects. Next, fortune telling. I have yet to find any good thing coming out of this. It does, at best, decent damage, and that's if you have your luck stat as high as it can go, including your weapon upgrades and luck plus and anything else you can do using the foliage. If this has any potential to come close to hitting quad 9s or higher, it has to be an incredibly low chance, and the most I've ever seen it hit around 4 is 6k, and I think the ATB for this can be better used elsewhere. Moogle Kaboom! This ability is sorta nice because you can activate it whenever, and if the Moogle leaves battle, whether using an ability or it runs out of HP, it will provide value either way, giving a fair amount of pressure damage to everything surrounding you. It's one of those abilities that you just use because there is no downside to it, just extra value for the battle. The best use for this, I've found, is comboing it with Dodge and Dive, which is a unique ability that Cait Sith comes with to dodge an attack that throw the Moogle at enemies, and it pairs really well with the Moogle Kaboom, providing excellent value. Moogle Mine is very slow, and I don't recommend using it. While the pressure damage is decent, the ability itself is extremely slow, and the mines just scatter all over the place, just go everywhere. It'd be better if there was a way to focus all of them on a single target, but that's not really possible. Don't bother putting this on your hotbar. Moogle Magic, arguably Cait Sith's best ability. Any battle where a summon can be called, you can draw out a random attack from your equipped summon. It's extremely powerful, and like I said, as long as it's a battle where a summon can be called, regardless of if it's charging, you can use an ability from it. I highly recommend you use stronger summons that require 2 bars, like Odin, Bahamut, Gilgamesh, etc. You won't be disappointed by this. Moogle Knuckle, also a very good ability. You will likely be using this about 90% of the time, if not more, since it's simple and easy to use and does very nice pressure and overall damage. In addition, it racks up stagger bonus damage super quickly. After about 2 knuckles, you can get something to around 240% damage, which if you really want to go crazy, you can combine this with Tifa, getting absurdly high stagger percentage. If you haven't seen that video, check it out in the link you see on screen. Also, I absolutely love the sound effect this delivers. Fighting the final boss and hearing this cartoon sound effects is just priceless. Lady Luck. This ability is super simple and useful, and it gives the entire party enhanced critical rate. Not really much else to say about this. I find this to be especially useful if you want to main Cait, because he does lack a fair amount of damage, and with his very massive luck stack combined with this ability, it'll help him crit basically every single hit that he does. Then lastly, Swats. Final ability unlocked via the foliage. There are various effects that can come from this ability, but the issue is it takes 2 bars to perform, and since the game doesn't freeze while you have the swap machine rolling, it makes you a glorified punching bag. If you're using this to gain benefits during a boss fight, I'd say skip out unless you just want to have a fun meme boss fight. Playing in hard mode, you will get wrecked because, like I said before, you become a sitting duck. So, Cait Sith's game plan can go a couple different ways to your liking. You can either have him as a support character utilizing his buffs he provides for the party, or you can try and make him offensive. His final weapon, the whatever, has the highest physical damage if you want to just spam Moogle Knuckle, or Golden Megaphone for maximum magic damage for Moogle Magic. I didn't mention his triangle ability, which is extremely weak until you unlock the upgrade on the foliage, which allows you to start out with a random level 2 buff. The issue with this triangle ability is the meter doesn't go up unless the Moogle actually attacks stuff. You of course could summon the Moogle and have a fight separately, but most of the abilities you would want to use require the Moogle. His level 3 ability, that is, if you get there, is Silent Slam, which does decent AoE damage and silences them. I'd say about 99% of the time you won't even get to use this ability. Other stuff for mobility around the battlefield is dodging manually and then mounting with triangle. You'll have to do this often because the move speed on the Moogle is just absolute shit. I would really love for Cait to be better, combat-wise, but sadly he is, in my opinion, the weakest member out of the entire roster. Surely in part 3 he'll be fixed, right? It's really sad because he is so unique and fun, but the numbers just don't add up. I'm sorry for not praising him more, or finding some broken strat for him, but this is all I got. If I missed something, or you yourself have found a good strat for Cait, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Maybe one day when this game comes out on PC, it will be fun to somehow do a Cait Sith only challenge run. So, that's it guys. I hope I provided a thorough and concise guide for Cait, even though the character is weak. We all love our little robot cat. Be sure to also leave in the comments who you'd like to see for the next character guide, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to help support me by linking the video and subscribing to the channel if you don't want to miss more content. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next. Have a good day.